Let me take you back to the first time I ever attended a coding class. I was just a teenager and really excited about learning how to code, what skills and lessons it would teach me, and the future it held for me by learning these skills. However, although there were a lot of people there, it turned out I was just one of 2 women in the whole class. Unfortunately, this is not an uncommon experience for girls and women, and especially girls and women of color. And it's not just a classroom issue either. It's an entire industry issue. The entire tech industry is suffering to have more women enter, let alone retain them as employees and leaders. We and you as the audience know people who are affected by this issue, who want to enter the industry or are currently there and are struggling to stay in. Companies that we all interact with and look up to are struggling to keep women involved. And as a result, their products that we consume are suffering as well. According to SAP, a global leader in business AI has shown that when companies include and prioritize diversity, they have increased production, innovation, and profitability. But why should you believe me? I'm a woman who is in tech. I started as a teen interested in coding and am now pursuing a career in technology. I've experienced these things firsthand, and I've also seen the benefits firsthand of including and making sure that girls and women are included and encouraged to participate in tech. Through my experience and through research, I want to explain what this issue is, really. I want to explain how organizations like Girls Who Code are working to address and change this issue. I also want to address what happens if this is not addressed and how you, as an audience, can get involved in helping too. As it happens, the tech industry has a gender gap. The number of women working in tech and staying in tech. Since 1995, the number of women in tech has gone from 37% of computer scientists being women down to 24%. This is affecting also leadership, with even lower numbers, as low as only 8% of leadership being women. And this is affecting everybody. Diversity gaps are not isolated. When we see gaps like gender, and including gender, it's not alone. It's usually accompanied by other gaps as well. This usually means higher barriers for entry for anybody to join that industry, and only certain people getting allowed access. Even more so, industry suffers. Their productivity and their innovation and creativity suffers, and therefore their products do. And we, as consumers, as the public, suffer from that eventually. Their products are no longer accessible or usable as they once were. So, what's being done to solve this? Well, there are organizations like Girls Who Code. This organization has programs, clubs, and resources that have serviced, by this point, over almost 900,000 people. Amongst these people, alumni have been shown to major as computer scientists or computer science majors at 5 times the national average. And this issue is not just a global one. It's not just a local one, actually. It's a global one. But they're addressing this by offering resources to the public. So, while the issue is global, so is their approach. They're reaching everybody. Now, imagine what could happen if this goal became a reality. Imagine if you had a loved one, daughter, sister, friend, who wanted to join tech. They could feel more comfortable and confident in pursuing this. They wouldn't be one of 2 women or girls alone in the class. They would feel more comfortable going into companies where they felt included and in a more creative space to create accessible and usable products for the consumers. It would be addressing public needs and adapting to them as they evolved. More women and girls would be empowered, we would create a more effective workforce, and therefore more communities would be served. However, if the gap is not addressed, women and girls and even non-binary individuals could feel stifled or restricted trying to go into this field and potentially even other fields. There would become a monolithic workforce where only few perspectives are ever considered or presented. And there, tech would become less usable and accessible to the greater public. Fewer communities served, fewer companies and communities represented. They would struggle to grow and adapt as public needs changed. Fortunately, there are ways we can all help. Today, I explained what this issue is. I've explained how Girls Who Code and similar organizations are addressing this issue and working to change the gender gap. And finally, what could happen? Now, what can you do to help? First, Girls Who Code offers a number of ways to help. 3 namely. 1, you can run a fundraiser yourself. 2, you can spread the word and spread their mission via word of mouth or through social media or following them on social media. And 3rd, you could make a donation, no matter how little or how big. If you want to find out more on how to do these, please go to girlswhocode.com/get-involved/ways to support, or scan the convenient QR code. As the CEO of Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg, once said, we need women at all levels, including the top, to change the dynamic, reshape the conversation, to make sure women's voices are heard and heeded, not overlooked and ignored. Thank you.